Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking news in the sexual harassment scandal that has rocked Michigan State University. Suspended MSU football coach Mel Tucker now responding to those claims. Through his attorney, he has released this two-page statement that details his timeline of events over the last 2 years. It tops our news tonight at 6. Good to have you with us. I'm Devin Skillian.
Good evening. I'm Karen Drew in for Kimberly Gill tonight. Sean Lay has been reading through that statement since we received it about 2 hours ago. Sean, there is a lot of information that he shares in that statement.
And now, Karen and Devin, a brand new statement from the university interim president here, Teresa Woodruff. We've been here trying to dig, asking this question all day long. Who knew what, when about these disturbing allegations against their coach? Why did MSU suspend him and only talk about this after USA Today dropped that bombshell report yesterday? Well, the interim president answering some of those questions. She and the athletic director became aware of the disturbing allegations in December. A Title IX investigation took about 8 to 9 months, got in their hands July 25th, full of information. However, the next step, to be fair, she says, has to be a hearing that has not been held as of yet. No comment exactly on why they came public with this after that USA Today statement. You mentioned that. Also, Mel Tucker coming out in a big way, defending himself this way. He has a lot to say. Mel Tucker says he helped bring Brenda Tracy to campus in the summer of 2021 because he says he supports her mission of sexual misconduct prevention. Tucker says, quote, "We developed a mutual friendship that grew into an intimate adult relationship. At this point, my wife and I had been estranged for a long time. Ms. Tracy and I engaged in dozens of calls throughout fall 2021 and winter 2022, many of which she initiated and which occurred late at night. We both talked about all sorts of intimate, private matters." In his statement just released, Tucker blasts the investigation, calling an upcoming hearing a sham and one-sided. Tucker makes a point to reveal how he gave Tracy gifts and how she accepted. Quote, "Ms. Tracy admitted requesting and accepting my gift of expensive athletic shoes, a $200 Venmo payment, and a personal contribution to her nonprofit. Not only did she accept those gifts, but she had to provide me her shoe size and address to receive the shoes and her Venmo ID to receive the money. Yes, I did have late night intimate conversation with Ms. Tracy in April 2022. April 2022, Tracy says she froze as she listened to Tucker performing a sex act over the phone and engaging in graphic sexual talk with her. She says it was absolutely unwanted. Tucker says, quote, "She initiated the discussion that night, sent me a provocative picture of the two of us together, suggested what she may look like without clothes, and never once during the 36 minutes did she object in any manner, much less hang up the phone." Back here live outside Spartan Stadium, that is just scratching the surface of what Mel Tucker has to say. The entire statement, of course, you can read it right on clickondetroit.com. Also, interim president's new letter to students. It also has a lot of information in it on clickondetroit.com. Guys, I talked to a Title IX attorney who goes through this. It's complex, saying MSU likely followed all the protocols here and also did a risk safety assessment on the person being accused, Mel Tucker. They obviously were comfortable with letting him coach the first 2 games. Bombshell report yesterday. Now he's suspended with this October hearing coming up. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Sean.
UAW President Shawn Fain just did a national television appearance in the last half hour on CNN, updating where the talks stand and giving some clarification on a very important point about the possible strike or strikes on Thursday night. Our business editor Rod Maloney live with us now. He's in the newsroom with an update. Rod.
Yeah, you know, Shawn Fain tonight opted to go on CNN just a few minutes ago. His Facebook Live is now scheduled for tomorrow at 5 p.m. Tonight he's saying what we've heard throughout the day. Chrysler has sent a counter-economic offer, and he and his staff are looking at it. He also said that the notion of a strike against all 3 of the domestic automakers comes only if they all don't have a tentative agreement. Should one of them get a TA or the other two, that would mean that the other 2 could end up getting struck. So in the meantime, there appears to be a lot of activity at the negotiating table, but not necessarily a lot of movement. We heard not only from Shawn Fain, but also labor expert Dr. Joshua Murray of Vanderbilt University, who is closely watching the buildup to Thursday night's deadline.
It's a shame that we gave our economic demands to these companies well over a month ago, almost 5 weeks ago, and didn't hear anything. And from the onset of bargaining, we've told them we want to do things differently, and we do not expect them to wait till the last minute and then want to settle everything. And so, unfortunately, they didn't heed our advice. They waited till the last week. We had to file ULPs at 2 companies to get them moving. And so, we've made a little bit of progress. It's still slow, but we're moving.
But any strike is really, it's a game of chicken, right? It's the workers suffer when they go on strike, and the companies suffer, and it's who can suffer the longest before the other one blinks. And the question is, does the union think they have enough leverage to make the companies come to the table before they'll have to come to the table? And my analysis of the last strike against GM was that the workers came to the table first.
Now, UAW members received a letter earlier today from UAW Treasury Secretary Margaret Mock with information about their new strike sign-up process. The letter also walks workers through signing up for strike benefits and how they can receive strike payments electronically. This email is the first official document prepping UAW members for a possible strike. Now, we've heard about the companies moving on their demands, but we're also learning now that the union has backed off at least some on its wage demands. And so the gulf between the union and the companies is narrowing, but frankly, not by much. We're certainly staying on top of this day and night. Devin, back to you.
By the hour. You got it. All right, Rod. Well, from ground zero to small towns all over, Americans look back today on 9/11 with moments of silence and remembrance.
In Clinton Township, a Patriot Day memorial service was held at the Resurrection Cemetery. Township leaders spoke about the attacks and how they changed the nation and Americans forever.
While our landmarks collapsed in a cloud of smoke and debris, beneath a surge of shock and rage, something awakened in our hearts, and that would be compassion. It is that compassion for our fellow human beings that we remember, and we will continue to honor the memory of the men, women, and children who perished by continuing on with the same determination and sense of spirit exhibited by so many of our fellow citizens that day.
The Patriot Day ceremony included the Clinton Township Police Department Honor Guard and the Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 154 Honor Guard as well. All right, cue the music. We've got a pair of Help Me Hank scam alerts that you definitely need to be on the lookout for tonight. Plus, we are also learning about a credit repair report.
Yeah, Hank Winchester live with more on this. Hank, scammers are now targeting X and the Postal Service.
Yep, Devin, they're finding new ways to get you and your money, and that Postal Service scam that we're talking about, that all involves your cell phone, a text message, and personal information. We begin our Help Me Hank consumer headlines with the United States Postal Service scam. High-tech thieves sending text messages asking you to confirm a mailing address, but the scammers are actually trying to get your credit card information. There are multiple victims in at least 20 states, including Michigan. If you have concerns about mail delivery, you should contact the Postal Service yourself. There's an X or a Twitter scam you need to know about. This is to those of you that are filing complaints online about a company. The scammers are now posing as company representatives, asking for your personal information to clear up that complaint. You should contact the company directly. And a credit repair case is making history. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau issuing $2.7 billion in fines, the largest ever. They're targeting telemarketing firms that were representing debt consolidation companies. The investigation now continues. The Postal Service scam very similar to one that we saw recently regarding Amazon. Again, if you receive a text message from a number that you don't recognize, make sure you contact the company directly if you want to check on the status of a delivery or something you've mailed yourself. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, Help Me Hank. Back to you.
All right, Hank.
We are keeping our eyes to the sky right now. Rain headed toward Metro Detroit. You know it's a big night, Devin.
It is?
Local 4 kickball.
Oh, yes, indeed.
It's the last night. We have lost almost every game. So
wait, almost every game?
I heard we won one game.
Only almost.
I missed that one. I heard. The rumor is. But yeah, it's been a dismal season, so we're hoping that we can pull off a victory.
So you're hoping, I was going to say, are you hoping for a rain out? Let's see what's coming.
That could help us too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we've got a little bit of rain out there right now, so if the kids have things to do outside tonight, or if you have things to do, you just want to know, it's very spotty. In fact, we'll zoom in here on parts of Oakland and Wayne counties right now. A few light rain showers in Farmington Hills, Northville, Plymouth, eventually to Livonia, perhaps even touching Inkster, but you can see how spotty the showers are right now. But that's going to change here over the next several hours as we get heavier rain after sunset tonight. Right now, most of the rain is out to our west. Lansing getting a few showers, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, and all that. We'll be moving here to Metro Detroit over the next several hours, but you've got some time. If you have outdoor plans, be prepared for a sprinkle here and there, or maybe a light rain shower, but otherwise the heavier rain arrives overnight tonight. 69 in Mount Clemens, upper 60s in Pontiac and Metro, 69 in Ann Arbor. Well, we started the day with sunshine today, ended it with clouds and rain. Tomorrow, kind of the opposite. We'll start the day with rain, but then eventually things clear out. In fact, most of the day will be dry. Could have a spotty shower tomorrow night, but other than that, tomorrow looks like a pretty decent day. A little cooler than normal, and not the coolest day of the week either. I'll tell you which day that is coming up.